All right guys, Tyler down here at Emerald City Guitars today with a very special guitar, particularly for me because this is one that I built from scratch. You know, I started building this in the beginning of 2020, right when COVID started. I don't know if you remember COVID, but it left a lot of people really bored and with a lot of time, myself included, and I decided to fill that time by building this guitar. You know, right around that time here in the shop, we had two really special vintage Martin D-18s, one from I believe 1938 and another wartime model, and I was obsessed with both of them, and D-18s in general, I still kind of am. So I decided at that time to build a guitar that had a mixture of my favorite features from those two models, and this is what became of it. So the body of this guitar, all the bracing, all the internals, came right out of drawings that I made off that specific 1938 D-18 that we had. The scalloping, like I said, the brace layout, everything is exactly like that 38. Something also from the 30s that I took was the neck profile. It has the classic, 30s Martin profile that's really soft, barely a V, more of a C down here low, and then transitions up to a really nice sharp V up top. It's really comfortable. It turned out awesome. So the back sides and neck of this guitar are really nice Honduran mahogany. I found some great sets, and the top is a really cool piece of European spruce that I was able to track down. One thing I did take from the 44 was the ebony truss rod. That's one of my favorite things about wartime Martins in general. The all-wood necks just have something special. It's some sort of response that you just don't get with the metal rods. So that's what I did with this, and it turned out amazing. So obviously the rosewood fretboard and bridge are more post-war as far as appointments go. So you have a little mix of everything, and like I said, it just turned out great, I think. So initially when I strung up the guitar and finished it, it sounded great. It was exactly what you'd want from a classic D-18. Super loud, really boomy on the low end, and just a really strong fundamental. But over the course of the next couple months, it opened up into something so much more than that. It became really sensitive and responsive, especially at low volumes, almost like a finger style, just really pretty at low volumes, which is not something typical of dreadnoughts or especially of D-18s. You really don't have to hammer on it at all to get a great tone. So yeah, this was my personal guitar ever since I built it, since 2020. It's hung right on the wall, right next to my couch, and I've spent so many hours playing it and loving it and enjoying it. And it's I think my favorite guitar that I've ever built, and it kills me to have to sell it, but I think it's time. I have some other builds coming up that I need to fund, and so I think now's the time to find somebody who I know will love it just as much as I do. So luckily today we have Skylar Mihal in the shop who's going to sit down with this thing and show you how it sounds.